ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहि तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहि। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्त्राक्षो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। So I request you people little bit learn to chant this Swasti mantra as one Upanishad gets completed, so that you can learn some Santi mantra chanting, okay? Or else doesn't look nice. So in the last class we discussed about Swasti mantra, that this particular Swasti mantra highlights the attitude of a disciple. That how a disciple develops a healthy attitude with reference to seeing things, hearing things, and in short, experiencing things. And where not individual overtakes, but where everybody is taken care. That's why everywhere we, and we. And that's why Srunuyama, Pashyema, when you look at all these things, Vyashema, definitely, all these things, when you look at this verb in Sanskrit, which really highlights that it is all about everybody, because wherever individual is predominant, there the separation starts. However, while discussing, now let us go ahead, we'll go to the Upanishad. So he says, look, Atha Ashvalayana Bhagavantah Parameshthinam Anupasametya Uvacha. I hope all of you have text. If not have text, you have to go to the net and download. So I'm very clear in this regard this time, because this Kaivalya Upanishad is available plentifully. So please download according to your convenience. So here the first thing is highlights here, that Atha Ashvalayana Upasamitya Bhagavantam Parameshthinam Uvacha. So the word Atha, with Atha word, this Upanishad opens. So the general translation would be Atha means thereafter. Atha means auspicious. So if you look at a religious way, so Atha means auspicious. So that before starting anything, so you remember auspiciousness, let everything smoothly move. Not only, I put it, also let this teaching tradition continue. But here, atha word means thereafter. So what do you mean by this thereafter? Because don't forget, here who is disciple? A great Rishi called Ashvalayana. Now, Ashvalayana has received many mantras in Rig Veda. Now, this Upanishad comes under Atharva Veda. It's a very nice combination, okay? Now, when Ashvalayana is a disciple, Shishya, and who is Guru? Parameshthin, Brahmaji himself, the creator himself. And there, what is the necessity of using the word atha? So here, if we observe, just he wants to, one line, before we come to any Upanishad, there is a akhyayika, there is a story. Like Kathopanishad we have seen, to establish that Guru-Shishya Sambandha between Nachiketas and Lord Death. So we have seen almost one chapter. So these are called akhyayika, even including the Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita, that Arjuna, the friend, the nephew, the cousin, brother-in-law, to get transformed into disciple. So one whole chapter is there. So that is called akhyayika again, we say. Story part to build up that what is the relationship between the disciple and the teacher. Guru Shishya Sambandha. So here quickly, doesn't have much time, wants to say this author, that in author, big thing is explained. So what is this thereafter? So you can say that Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Satka Sampati, Mumukshutvam. So they are called what? We say that the one who is having all these four qualifications, Chatushta Sampanna Adhikari. Then after gaining Anantaram, thereafter. You understand? So this one word explains in details. That means what? Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampati Prapti Anantaram iti. So after gaining these fourfold qualifications, Viveka, Vairagya, Shama, Dama, Adi, Satka, Sampati, and Mumukshitva. So that means here very clearly highlights the person must be aware of Veda Purvabhaga. That's why I brought this topic. Ashvalayana was Rig Veda Drashta. There are many mantras attributed to Ashvalayana. And of course, this one Guhya Sutra related to karma, lineage. So his Guhya Sutra is one of the most important. We refer a lot. So that means without looking into Veda Purvabhaga. So why Veda Purvabhaga? Let us look at a little bit. So I wanted to get into little karma aspect also, which will come later on. What is the difference between, technically, a karma yogi and a jnana yogi? Just observe this point. What are the differences? Or I would rather say, what is the difference between a karma yogi and a jnana yogi? So Jnana Yogi believes in three things, Triputya. What are they? Jiva, Jagat, and Ishvara. Whereas a Jnana Yogi, you understand, Karma Yogi believes in three. Jiva, I made a mistake, Karma Yogi believes in three, Triputi. I'm recollecting back, sorry. Karma Yogi believes in three. One is Jiva, Jagat, and Ishvara. That's why the person is a Karma Yogi. Without these three, can you do any karma? Whereas Jnana Yogi believes in two things. One is Atma, other one is called Anatma. Can you see this difference? A Karma Yogi believes in three things, whereas Jnana Yogi only believes or understands in two things. So this from 3 to 2, this jump to take place, one has to go through. That's why all these religious practices, I highlight all the time, without being a religious, you can never become a spiritual. It doesn't work. Because how this shift will take place? The shift to take place 3 to 2, you have to go through certain things. And that is what here is being highlighted. This Ashvalayana, Rishi Upasamitya. This word Upasamitya has got big meaning. So look, real simple translation, approached. How do you approach? Why do you approach? Need to be explained. That's why we need to look at what? Pariksha lokan karmachita iti. We have seen in Mundaka. So the person has seen the limitation of karma. So because has seen the limitation of karma, we'll see in the next verses what is the limitation of karma. That's why what he does, goes to the teacher with Samit Pani. So carrying the twigs means ready to serve. The serving attitude. Because without serving, remember, teaching will never enter. It has never entered. So that's why here he says, Upasamitya. When Ashvalayana approached Brahmaji, now why and how? So when he says why, that means what? There is preparation. There is huge background. There is confusion. To clear the confusion, the problem with us is we approach everything without knowing why, and of course, how. There is a big mess. And what happens to the result? You know better. So here he says why is very clear. That's why he's going to ask the question. Adhi bhagavo brahme. So the Adhi bhagavo brahma vidya varishta. So he is very clear that why he is approaching. And how he approaches, that is not being explained here. That's why we say that Samit Pani. So the person is willing, person is ready to serve. Because without serving attitude, without serving, remember, Shravanam will not have effect. It's an amazing point to observe. without serving attitude. Shravanam will not have effect. Yes, you do serve, like nurses also serve in the hospital. Do they have attitude of serving? Maybe in the beginning, okay? After that, what happens? Becomes completely mechanical. In fact, how the duty will get over, let me run, let me leave the place. You understand the concept? How? But that is called service industry. In hotel also they serve. So that is called service industry. But do they really serve? So what I am highlighting here is when a person really starts serving and attitude behind, only that person knows, not other person. And especially when your service is being questioned, your attitude comes to the surface. Whereas if the attitude is healthy, attitude is clear, even if your service is being challenged, what happens? It is exactly, I call them these officers when they retire. They are also in service, okay? What they do is, okay, in fact, few months before, they prepare themselves mentally. Okay, next person will take over. I don't have any job. Nobody look at me. Okay. It's amazing mental frame they go through, okay? So in short, that why I am approaching, if that is clear with understanding, then how becomes much more better, healthier. And this, after this upasamitya approached, to whom? Bhagavantam Parameshthinam iti. So this Brahmaji, here Guru is being put as Bhagavan, Lord. Because unless I put the Guru in that revered position, now I will not be willing to listen to. I will compare. And once I start comparing, how long will it take for me to compete and prove that I am better in some way or other? Because from comparison, competition starts. From competition, proving attitude. And of course, the superiority complex has to come to the surface. So that's why here he uses this word, Bhagavantam Parameshthinam. Now, when he says this beautifully, Uvacha, so now requested. So how does the person request? That is also background. Pariprashnena. In Bhagavad Gita, Pariprashnena sevaya. So the person has to ask the question in keeping with. So always that in keeping with. Not what you want, not the way you want. You understand? It's not going to work. That means what? Are you going to understand the Brahman or Atmavidya? Or are you strengthening your intellectual muscle? That's why most of the questions sometimes you ask, either to strengthen your intellectual muscle or to strengthen your weakness, justify your weakness, some way or other. So this pariprashna is always in keeping with the teaching. So in keeping with a huge background behind it. That's why it is better not to open mouth in front of the teacher. That is one of the best thing I'll tell you. So that mind is ready to listen, to listen, to listen. So then, Uvacha, what happens? Oh Bhagavaha, oh Lord, you are my Lord. For me, you are the God. Oh Bhagavaha, adhihi iti. See, this word adhihi means literal translation, teach me. Actually, it is not like that. Adhi means recollect loudly. Remember loudly. The way you have been taught by your teacher without adding any subjectivity. Please hand over to me. Means please talk it out loud. So this talking it loudly, the way you have been taught, means that is teaching tradition, is not your creation. Brahmaji is also not, karta of Brahma Vidya. He is not founder of Brahma Vidya. There are so many Brahmaji has come and gone. Remember. That's why this Sanatana Dharma has no founder. It is not founded by anybody. If it is founded by anybody, there will be defect. Because after all, that person is a man. You may glorify. That is a different thing altogether. Nothing wrong in it. It's your problem. So that's why here is being said, adhihi. So may you teach. So this how? He says, look, adhi bhagavo varishtham nigudham brahmavidyam. Such a beautiful way looking at that. Look, this brahmavidya to be taught. Teach me what? Brahmavidya. This knowledge which is nigudham. This is the secret. Means most secret. Guhyati guhyati. It's not ordinary vidya. And this Brahmavidya, the knowledge of self, Brahman, also Varishtham is noble. The noblest. It's not ordinary. And of course, which is Sevyamana manam sada sadvihi, by the noble ones, always pursue constantly, by the noble ones, which is pursued constantly. So I want this. Okay, if you say this, now why and how? This also we need to look at very carefully. He says, look, that very carefully, that yaya vidwan vyapahya sarva papam. So when he says yaya, by which knowledge, yaya vidya iti, vidwan, the one who knows, the wise one, vyapahya, destroys. So what does the person destroys? Sarva papam iti. All papas. Because by understanding, resolving the identity, all sanchita karma is being targeted at once. Because there is no one to claim. So once sanchita karma is being targeted, because there is no one to claim, let the karma continue. How does it matter to me? There is no karta, there is no kartritva bhava in me. Then what happens? Prarabdha somehow continues as long as the body is there. And agami karma has to continue, has to get unfolded based on people. If people do good, they will get good. If they do bad, they will get bad. How does it matter? So now he says, Vyapoha sarva papam iti. And how? Achirat, instantly. It is not that, no, you have to balance, this balancing, karma balance example. Let me talk long back, no story, okay? This two cat, somehow they managed to steal one pancake from somebody's house. And outside they started, fighting. And this cat fight is not a joke, okay? It's amazing to observe. And meanwhile, one monkey was watching. So monkey saw the fun. What is this? For one pancake, both the cats are fighting. So monkey came down and asked, what happened? Look, we both were part of stealing or bringing out this pancake from somebody's house. Now we need 50-50. But he says, no more. I says, I want more. He says, yes, 50-50. But we are not able to divide properly. Then monkey said, don't worry, I have a balance. So that monkey climbed and brought back one, balance. He said, look, now let us balance it. Perfect. They said, okay. They trusted a monkey. So what does a monkey did? So instead of 50-50, purposefully put 60-40. Balance. Other way around. So instead of removing 10% and putting back, so monkey said, look, start eating. What? No, I'm balancing. No, okay. So instead of eating 20%, ate 30%. Now what happens? 40-30. Again, other way around. So from there, instead of 10%, 15%. Finally, the way he started distributing monkey, both the cat discovered there is no pancake. All pancake inside monkey's stomach. This is called karma balancing in religious people. So you have done papa, you have to do punya. And papa punya must be balanced. You understand? And once papa punya is balanced, then what happens? You are liberated. Will it be possible? Yes, it is exactly like monkey dividing the pancake. So also, here he says beautifully that this sarva papam achirat yati iti. Achirat vyapoha iti. And not only that, purusham param parat yati. The person attains param parat, which is beyond than param. Param means maya iti. The person attains. So purusham, Brahman, here attains Brahman, that which is what? That which is beyond Maya. Means that Karanat Vyatirikta. Other than Karana. Because wherever there is a Karya, there is a Karana. It is exactly like you are a father when you are standing in front of child. If there is no child, can you call yourself as a father? No, Swamiji, we are permanent father, okay? Permanent mother. That's why when children kicks, still, your motherhood, your fatherhood starts itching, okay? How can the fellow kick me? Good, you should be happy, okay? So that one role is less. Not that easy, okay? That's why when this happens, how the teacher should answer. And also we will try to see, because here, 2 points we need to understand. This verse highlights the qualification of a student and what are the qualities a student should have, which also is going to be taught by Brahmaji loudly. That we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you.